Good afternoon, Joe Wilkes reporting for Digital Finance Analytics. I have made it to Auckland, the city of sales. We've got a lovely bright sunny day today. It's a little bit windy, but hopefully this microphone will do a better job than the last time we've been out. As you can see, we've got Sky Tower in the background. I just thought I'd take a quick snapshot of the skyline just to give everybody an idea of what's going on around here. Over the harbour. A few sailboats out, which is nice. Hilton Hotel in all its splendour. And the thing I think when you're looking at cities is to take a look at what's going on in terms of the building front. You can see here we've got building going on in the background behind the PwC building, a couple of big cranes up. It's amazing how the banks have got all the best spots, isn't it? ANZ there, AMP there. But they do get some good real estate, don't they, these banks? Looking across here, you can see in the background there we've got another handful of cranes which are building various things, offices, apartments. Quite a lot going on actually. This cracking day. And then as we come round here on the fishing boat, I'll spoil the view. It's a bit lucky there. You can see over this side, just in front of the so is that ASB? Yeah, another bank, got a good spot. A lot of construction going on the waterfront here. Very quiet. I've been able to drive up and park my car quite easily today. So this is the first Saturday of kids' summer holidays in New Zealand. Just looking out there, I can count so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cranes. Excuse me. Not sure what that's telling me. No, it's not a warning to get out of here. Right. So yeah, nice harbour, beautiful city really. And quite a bit of work going on. Good morning, New Zealand. Early on Sunday morning. Quite early actually, it's about 7 o'clock. I'm in the middle of Auckland. Decided to get up early and have a little wander around before everybody got here. And you can see in the background we've got a few more cranes. There's something big going on back there. It looks like a shopping complex and probably some apartments above it. Now all around me here we have got apartments that are all not that old. There have been hundreds and hundreds of apartments built in Auckland over the last few years, and it's at the moment that these are the things that are struggling to sell at the auctions. Clearance rates have just dropped off a cliff, and many of these are getting offers that are, I suppose, back to sort of 2015 levels at the moment. So I thought we'd have a wander around Auckland City on foot, and we'll see what we can see. Okay, so the Auckland skyline, when I was down at the harbour yesterday, you couldn't see quite all the cranes because they're obscured by buildings, but this is one little site that's going on. You can see in the background there you've got quite a lot of work. Looks like somebody's building I guess probably shopping centre or something or other. On the far side I think that's apartments. It's got the setup of apartments to it. You can see the plastic cladding around the slightly bigger or taller building in the background there. I'm going to try and wander around. I think I'm early enough that if I'm lucky I'll see some homeless people. It's only just gone 10 to 7, so I'll keep walking around. I'll see if I can find somebody. But look, you can see these are quite large scale developments. We're not talking we're not talking about a little bit of work, we're talking about an awful lot of work. Good, because apparently we've got a housing shortage, so we're going to need some more stuff going up. Oh, this is as close as I'll get to church this morning. My wife will go, she'll take the kids, but let's have a little look at what we've got down here. So it looks like somebody has had a night out here. I'm too late. Oh no, maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, somebody's had a night out here. Looks comfortable, doesn't it? Okay, ladies and gentlemen. This is another sign of the end of a housing boom, is when you get fairly new buildings, and it looks like there's some apartments further up where there's large parts of it already for lease. You can see next door, excuse me, we have got 3 levels, so 1 level's been leased. Looks like somebody's taken the top spot. Always the way, best bit goes first, but nobody's taken the rest of it. And on the other side, not sure what's happening here. This is the mission project. Good, because I've just walked past 2 people, so that's the church that I've just been at next door that way. There's something fantastic about being in a city before everybody else is up. This is one of the main roads in, and it's quiet. Isn't this nice? Not quite 7 o'clock on Sunday morning. You can see we've got quite a lot of apartments there. So we've got some more going on. Got a couple more cranes in the background there. I think they're ready for harvesting, those cranes. See if we can ship them abroad. And alternative accommodation. This looks like a bit of a setup actually. Permanent residence. So we've got all this wealth around. And then we have a this is what we also do in the middle of town. Okay, Sunday morning, it's probably about 7:10. We've got an event starting here. A few families out, which is nice to see. Early on a Sunday morning, they've all got their hats on, so expecting some good weather. This is Emptor Square, and then around us we've got this is bang in the middle of Auckland. This is actually sharp tourist centre. I hope these chaps don't mind me filming them. They're asleep, so they probably don't notice. This is alternative accommodation, Central New Zealand. Oh, sorry, Central Auckland. The glorious Sky Tower. The not so glorious sleeping arrangements of the few. Now, I'm just going to say something here, because this is something that New Zealand needs to sort out, because we've got a big reliance on our tourist industry for overseas holiday makers coming and spending their money in our country. And when you have that, people want to go somewhere that's nice and doesn't look like that. Some more tent cities. Now, debt is a funny old thing, and it creates all sorts of life challenges for people when they can't afford to live somewhere because either a landlord's taken on too much debt, or the whole system generally has got so much debt that you get this marginalised society who can't get involved. They just don't have a chance. And what it does is it puts pressure on families. Stress of debt creates issues with household violence. It also creates high rates of suicide. New Zealand actually has one of the highest rates of suicide in the world, believe it or not. Such a beautiful place, but you wonder whether or not it's just the result of people just looking at life and thinking, well, I don't have a chance. Because I'm so far behind the curve, and I can't get my hands on anything to try and compete. It's bullshit, really. Good morning. So I didn't ask your name. Raymond. Nice to meet you, Raymond. I'm Joe. Joe. Yeah, we're doing some filming for a finance channel, because we're a bit disappointed that there are people sleeping on the streets around Auckland.
Yeah, well, I've been down in Christchurch. I've been down there 4 months, and I've been down there waiting for a house for 4 months, and there's more down there than up here. So I'm I thought I had a better chance coming back up here because I went down there to try and get a part-time job.
Yeah.
And get a house, but I had to get a house first.
It's difficult getting a house when you don't have an address. Sorry, job when you don't have an address, isn't it?
I didn't have a address. I was staying in the nature or sort of thing. Like, you know, you get kicked out at 8:30 in the morning, like 8 o'clock in the morning, and you're not allowed back until 8:30. And then 6:30, sorry.
Do you mind me?
5:30, you let you back in again and have your tea. You can go to sleep, watch a bit of TV, and go to sleep. So I wasn't very impressed. So I thought that I'm not going to hang around any longer because I'm just wasting my time waiting. There's so many people waiting for houses down there.
Yeah.
It's just as bad up here.
Do you mind me asking how long you've been sleeping rough?
Well, I've been sleeping rough for the last 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
And did you have a house of your own before?
Yes, I had a house way back in 2009, but I had to go down to God's because I had a part-time family down there.
Yeah.
Children down there. So now and again I go down there, like
right. Okay.
every year. So like I sort of go down and have a look around and feel my way around because I know the city. So, but this time I wasn't very impressed with the housing sort of thing. You know what I mean? There's so many people waiting.
Yeah. Is there a lot being built in Christchurch? Because I'm walking around and I'm seeing a remarkable amount of construction in Auckland. And yet there are people sleeping rough.
They're sticking them in. They're sticking them in brand new houses, a lot of them in brand new. I'm very impressed with the houses they're in, but I mean they got everything inside.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed with the houses they got down there. But the houses they got up there are different. They're just old big houses,
right.
You know, they got 13, so I'm not up to stand there, but I'm not brand new houses and they're in there.
Right,
A big smile on their face.
Well, that's good. That's good.
I said, there's me, an old fella, 73 years of age.
You're 73?
Yeah, 73 years of age, begging them to wish my house. I went phone call, and I just gave up in the end. That's what I'm going to hoping I had a better chance of getting a house, I think.
Oh, Raymond, that's terrible. So you've been living on the streets for a couple of years?
Yeah, about a couple of years, yeah.
And you're 73?
Yeah.
We've got to sort this out, haven't we? New Zealand has got some work to do, I think.
Sky City's got a lot of work going on around the back of it. Let's go and have a little wander around. I've not been to Sky City before. I'm going to have a little look. Be very discreet here. Okay, this is 7:30 on Sunday morning. Victoria Apartments, centre of Auckland, and you can see we've got quite a few for rent. There's 4 there, another 3 there. So it's a lot empty then. 400 per week for a 1-bedroom with open plan living. What else we got? We've got 2-bedroom with open plan living. Doesn't say the price on that one. And a 3-bedroom. Also got all sorts. $8.50 per week for a 3-bed. Cold water included. That's nice, isn't it? There's some really interesting construction going on. Look at those concrete panels. So you've got 4 concrete panels up there. Now, New Zealand is a little bit prone to earthquakes. Not so much around Auckland recently, but we've got all sorts. Look at that. So you've got concrete panels down the side, which look like they could fall over this in a breeze. You've got metal RSJs in, and check this out, timber supports on top of an old building. I mean, what the fuck is that all about? Sorry, I'm swearing again, but look at this. So this is so a picture tells 1,000 words. So we've got crane, building site, lots of apartments, more stuff going on down here. Just over the other side of the road, we've got more happening. Look at these panels though. I'm not kidding. Those just look like they would come down in a stiff breeze. Who are these guys? And what the hell is this? Right. I went to Shanghai a couple of years ago and they built a lot of stuff like this. All comes off a container and it's very easy to construct. You just throw them up. It's probably fine in most countries, and I'm sure that we've been told it's fine here, but they said the same about Grenfell Towers. It seems to be fairly popular. Those have got more stuff that's built of it down here. There's so much construction going on, I can't believe it. Look how thin those panels are there. And they slot together like jigsaws. So they're probably about 2 and a bit metres, maybe 3 metres long, 2.5 metres long. And then they slot them together with a bit of concrete in the middle. Amazing. The Mardy weren't built like that. Used a lot more steel. And this is really, really central Auckland, so we're not talking about too far away from the town and from Sky City, where I've just been thrown out. Do you know, I haven't seen for a couple of minutes. I'm starting to miss them. It's cranes. Oh, hang on a minute. Found them. 3 of them. 3 of them. God bless them. Right, I've decided that what we need to do is have a sponsored litter pick of Auckland. We've got lots of people around, but we're tourist destination people. I'll do my best, start picking some rubbish up. This is a money shot, this one. I don't think we're building enough. Got a shortage of construction workers. Right, we're 5 minutes walk out from the CBD. You can see the cranes there behind us. And we've got some more of these funny concrete panel buildings going up. Have another closer look at this. As New Zealand, they've had a few issues with building over the years. There's a big building boom in the 90s where somebody thought it was a really good idea to build houses with polystyrene behind a cladding and then a bit of timber. And the trouble was that they all started leaking water and rotting the timber. So there's thousands of houses around New Zealand that people don't really want to touch anymore because they weren't built very well in the first place. Now, you can still get a mortgage on them, banks will happily lend, that's not the problem. It's just that people have had a few remedial issues when they've realised that the kids' bedroom's getting a bit wet. I'm sure that's not the case with this. It looks like there's a few more going up there though. But it's good, it's keeping people busy, out of trouble. I don't know how you describe these buildings. They are hideous. Sorry, that's a horrible word, but they're not nice places. Just look at the size of that. How many people have you got living in that apartment block? Don't get me wrong, I'm not against development, but I think that we're wasting an opportunity here to develop some nice things and we're building absolute eyesores. I've got some photographs of Sydney that I took from the airport, and it was really interesting. There's this contrast of the old, or the main city centre of Sydney, and then you pan out, and you've got these high-rises that are all the same height, all built out of prefab stuff, and they just look ugly. And we want to build communities, we've got to build right houses for them, otherwise people end up getting depressed, upset, and it's not good for society in the long run. So let's start thinking about it, New Zealand, start thinking about what we're building, what we really need. rabbit hutches. Not sure how long they've been out. I'm going to see if I can find out from somebody. Morning. Excuse me, I don't suppose you happen to know when these were built, do you?
Sorry?
Do you happen to know when these buildings were built? No, you don't? Okay. I'm going to ask inside so I can find out. Hi darling, are you watching? I've found a fantastic place. It's right in the middle of Auckland where we can get our washing dried. Nice sunny spot. Don't have a lot of space, but it gets the sun all day by the looks of it, so you can put your laundry out on the front and let the tourists see my underpants. Nice, hey! Right, I'm driving out of the city centre now. It's Sunday morning. I've been a bit shocked this morning about what we've got in the middle of the city. You've got to think that New Zealand is a tourist destination, and a lot of our visitors immediately arrive in Auckland. The two big international airports are Auckland and Christchurch. So you get into central Auckland and it's scruffy. There's rubbish everywhere. There's homeless people set up in various areas. I didn't see huge numbers of them, if I'm honest. I had a nice chat with Raymond. But what was quite stark was the high-rises that have been built in the middle of town. And this is something that you're creating a first impression, New Zealand, for people who come to see the country. And there's some fantastic things in this country that we want them to enjoy, want them to experience. But that also means our cities, they need to have those times when they're not traipsing around Tongariro, and they're not going to Queenstown and wandering around the lakes. What we need them to do is have good experiences in their cities. And Auckland, I'm not kidding, guys, we need a national litter pick day, because there was just shit everywhere. There's crap all over the floor. I know it's Sunday morning and Saturday night's a big night, but a lot of it had been there for a while. The big thing for me immediately, and I'm putting this on tape now, was the quality of what's been built in the middle of town. Tiny little shoebox flats. Hundreds and hundreds of them. Actually, no, thousands and thousands of them. Let's be real. There are thousands of these things, and there's obviously no space in them because on Sunday morning you want to go for a nice walk around the city. You want to go and experience the cafes. You want to go and have a nice aesthetic appearance, and then you're looking up at these flats, and all you can see is dozens and dozens of people drying their washing on balconies. Don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem they want to dry the washing outside, but these are things that people and our visitors to New Zealand are seeing the minute that they come into the main city, and for me it's quite slum-like. Sorry to say it, guys, but we've made some mistakes there. We need to stop making them. Yes, high-rise buildings are important. They can be built. I'm not kidding. I'm 3 or 4 kilometres away from the centre of the city now, and these are better areas for you to zone high-rise sprawl. Keep the centre for decent hotels. Make sure that the quality of what's being put up is controlled and regulated, and that the planners are. I don't know what's going on with the planners. I think that there needs to be a whole overhaul of the planning system because we're not working, and it's not going to work for 10 or 15 years from now. That central part of Auckland, it's gone downhill a lot. I mean, I come to Auckland and I've been to New Zealand consistently for the last 20 years. I come to Auckland every time I visit. I live here now, and it's deteriorating massively. It was a really, really pretty harbour port 20 years ago, and it now looks overdeveloped and scruffy because the wrong developments have been allowed. Checking out from DFA, Joe Wilkes. Speak to you soon.